Hey guys, Reception here. This is my Aatrox combo guide. I want to just briefly explain what Aatrox does and why he's strong. So Aatrox has a passive that does max health damage to your opponent and then heals you. So if you are going to trade with an opponent, you want to let them hit you first and then you retaliate. You might even hit them with a Q as they're coming in. Q or two, and then once they hit you, you trade back, and then you can finish up with the rest of your combo. But the problem with this passive is it can be used on the minions, and it's not very good on the minions. So if you hit a minion with it, the healing on it is 25%, so it will heal you probably like 10 HP if you use it on a minion, whereas on a player it'll heal like 30, 40, something like that. So your passive is really, really powerful on Aatrox. It's down here on your status bar so your enemy can see when the cooldown's up, and they can also see it visually on your character when your sword is glowing. Uh, Aatrox has an auto attack reset on his E, so instead of auto attacking twice like that, you can just, I'll wait for this cooldown to come back up, but you can do auto attack E. And you can see there that it says the DPS was 800. It's not going to be perfect, but you can do. Right there, you can almost double the DPS by using an auto attack and then E really fast. Auto attack E, right? And so that's different from using an auto attack and then doing a long E. So if we do an auto attack, you can see it's actually a lot less DPS because that travel time you're not auto attacking. So if you use your E in place, you get a lot more damage. And that would matter a lot more when you're trying to get the killing blow on somebody or you're trying to burst them towards the end of a fight. You know, if it's coming down to the very last little bit and they're coming towards you and you're thinking to yourself, oh, I just need to get 2 autos, they might not expect that combo, which will do quite a bit of damage really quick. So Aatrox's generic combo is he's going to try to Q while using his W, and then he's going to use his E to reposition and land his final Q. So Aatrox's Q does more and more damage the more it chains. So the first time you throw it, does a little bit of damage. Second time does a lot more damage, and the third time does the most damage. So the last time is final strike is the one you want to hit the most, and you can actually miss some of the early ones, and it's not too big of a deal. So you can see here, first one, 300, 700, 850, and it also changes based on if you're hitting it in that primary square here, or if you're hitting it, that one does 300, that one does 400, and that one does 500. So it's going up, but it's not that big critical damage if you're not hitting it right on the money. So I want to show you kind of his ultimate increases his damage as well. So you can pop that, increases its healing, it fears minions around you, gives you movement speed. It's just a generic attack and a movement speed steroid. And you can just pop it at the start of combos, and you'll just be hitting harder. There's not too much to it. You know, there might be a little bit of outplays where maybe you can use the R to fear minions or to move really fast out of a fight. And here's Aatrox's like generic bread and butter combo. So you want to Q, W, Q, dash, and Q, and then hit him. And so that does about 3,000 damage. So you can eke out a little bit more damage by auto attacking in between, depending on where you're standing. But in general, the most important part is you want to Q and use this W, and then hit them with another Q, and then use that Q to QE to reposition on the last one, depending on where they're standing. You can do something like that and completely change where you're going. So the other thing that you should watch out for on Aatrox is he has a lot of like target switching potential, because you don't have to chain it all on one character. Like a lot of characters really struggle to switch between a lot of characters in a fight, but Aatrox doesn't have as much of that. So you can do something like this, and just that like simple combo I did 1500 damage to that target dummy. So a lot of characters will not be ready for that change of direction. If you've been focusing one character the entire fight, you can, well, I need to refresh my flash cooldown. If you've been focusing one character the entire fight, you can switch to them and do high damage combo. So you can do, I screwed up the combo. Let's try it one more time. What I'm trying to do there is save my E so that I can get a double tack at the end, while also getting out. So that did 1850 damage. Considering that I have 3000 life, that's going to kill most supports and 80 carries. You know, I set myself to level 13 and have 3 items here. This is mid to late game in a real game that you would have this kind of potential. So how do you counter Aatrox then? So there's a couple ways to do well against Aatrox. One, you can see that his ult, one of the major parts of it is that the self-healing is increased by a lot. You can also see that almost all of Aatrox's damage is physical. I think he has a little bit of magic cure on his W, and he has a little bit of magic cure on his Q. But in general, if you build armor against Aatrox, that's good. This is his most popular build, going Eclipse into Sundered Sky and Steric's Gauge. This has no armor pen in it, so if you build armor, he's going to do a significant less damage to you. And then his healing in his kit, he gets healing from his Q and from his R, and he gets healing from his E here as well. So you'll want to build healing shreds. So either you need to take Ignite, or if you're a bruiser top, you'll want to take either Executioner's Calling pretty early, or you'll want to take Bramble Vest pretty early. And both of those items are going to do a really good job at stopping Aatrox from just killing you and being full life at the end of the fight. And then in general, Aatrox likes to take he likes to take short trades, you know, so I do a trade like this, and then he wants to walk away. His cooldowns are kind of long, and they're kind of awkward, because once you're close, it's kind of hard to actually hit you with his full combo, because you're so close to him. And his first 2 combos do significantly less damage on somebody that's right next to him. So you want to get in, hit him a bunch, and then stay on him. And if you're really going to fight him, I suggest that you flash that final Q. If you flash the Q right as it comes out, and then go back in and try to fight him, he oftentimes can't defend himself in the early game. If you have something like Ignite or a gank, he's not very good against ganks, because he's just going to throw that. And if you're chasing him, you actually chase him pretty quick, because this isn't just a square template. It's a template that's close when coming towards you, and it's really far and wide away from you. So because of that, if they're running straight towards you, or they're running to the side here, they can get to you pretty quick. And for that same reason, Aatrox wants to fight you straight ahead in lane pretty often. Like he wants to have you between him and the tower kind of in a line. Because if he's not like that, if he's like this, and you hit him with this, the enemy can just walk towards your tower or towards their tower, and either way is a short distance, and they're not oftentimes going to want to walk straight away from you, because straight away from you would be the longest way to get out of your W. So they'll oftentimes just walk right here or here to get out, and if those 2 directions are towards their tower or towards your tower, they're either going to cut you off or get back to the tower quickly. So it's better to take fights where you're in line with the towers. Same thing with up here. You'd rather take... Oops. You'd rather take a fight that's like this rather than a fight where you come out of the bush like this and are fighting them sideways, because they're just going to walk right there to get away. So that's it for the guide. There's not too much else to say there. I see a lot of people that struggle with Aatrox, and I think the biggest thing is you've got to build Healing Cut against him. His character is balanced around Healing Cut, so the assumption is that you have built Healing Cut in order to counter him. So if you don't build that, he is just incredibly strong. He does so much healing. You know, a pretty simple combo. Let's see if I can just take some damage really quick. Simple combo where you're low like this, and you just... You can see I'm full life again off one combo. I mean, it's just a ton of healing. If you don't have heal cut, he's going to be full life the whole time he's fighting you. It's like better than a Warmog's kind of healing. It's just insane. So you have to build that heal cut or you're going to lose. So thanks for watching my Aatrox guide. I'm going to try to come out with the characters in order. So tune in for future characters and their combos. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.